born, Grandpa?
I was born in Beatrice, Nebraska.
I was born in Beatrice at the Beatrice Mennonite Hospital on May 10, 1939.
Where were you when you met Grandpa?
You know what? I knew Grandpa for all my life because he went to my church, and so that was how I knew him.
Oh, Grandma and I both went to the same church. So I knew her when she was a little girl. Oh, well, we just knew each other from forever.
How old were you when you started dating?
I was 16.
How old is Grandpa?
He was 22.
Wow.
That's what we thought.
When I dated Grandma,
Uh-huh.
oh my goodness. I think Grandma was 16.
And how old?
And I would have been 22.
We had a long distance dating because Grandma was in nurses training for 4 years. And Grandpa would come and see her.
How did you know that you wanted to marry Grandma?
Well, because I thought she was a very pretty young lady, and she was very nice.
How did you know you wanted to marry Grandpa?
Because I loved him. And I knew he loved me.
What do you remember about your wedding day?
Do I remember about the wedding day?
Yeah.
That it was very hot, and it was in the First Mennonite Church in Beatrice, and we had to quick go get fans because there was no air conditioning.
What do you remember about your wedding day?
It's a very hot day. Very hot. And nobody had air conditioning. But you know what? Grandma enjoyed the wedding.
Who were your bridesmaids?
Lenora Blair. She was one of my roommates from college. And Susan Smith, now Zerger. And she was my roommate in nurses training. And Marilyn Penner, Epp.
Oh, Randy Tim, and Bob Walker, and Roger Wiebe.
Where did you honeymoon?
Lake of the Ozarks.
And we stayed at a resort on the other side of the bridge. So when you ski under the bridge, that's where we stayed.
Where was your first house?
We lived in an apartment downtown Beatrice. We lived in a house on 8th Street for 8 years in a little brick house close to the hospital. And then we moved to the farm in 1972.
What was Uncle Bob like as a little boy?
What was Uncle Bob like
Yeah.
when he was born?
Yeah.
Do I have to answer that?
Yes.
Well, he was very special.
He was pretty special because he was our first one. And it was lots of fun.
How about Uncle Rod?
Well, he was different too.
Did he get into any mischief?
Oh, Uncle Rod wouldn't get into mischief. Mischief just followed him.
Well, he was a good boy, but he was a little mischievous sometimes. And he and his brother could kind of get into trouble sometimes. Well, Aunt Beth liked to be with her brothers, and she tried to keep up with them, even if she was younger than they were.
What about Mom?
She was
The littlest.
very special. Yes, she was the littlest. When she was a baby, Aunt Beth and Uncle Rod and Uncle Bob would sit on the couch, and then they would take turns holding her because she was very special.
What does it feel like being married in 50 years?
Well, it feels just like always. Grandma and Grandpa don't think they are even that old, but they are, right? So, it's wonderful.
What is it like to be married 50 years?
For 50 years?
Yes.
Well, the first thing, it's a long time. But it doesn't feel like 50.
How long does it feel?
Oh, I don't know, like yesterday almost. Not quite, but almost.